Hey family, what's going on? It's Del K. Burton. It's the real spiel. Listen, just to throw us in another light, have you guys been following the Shaquella, I believe her name is, Shaquella Robinson murder in Mexico? You guys been following that? I'm gonna start right here. This is one of the number one reasons me as a father. I'm a helicopter parent. And I'm not with the mother of my children, and I'll let you know right now that I parent a lot different than a lot of people. I'm an extremely overprotective dad. And honestly, like, I know this young lady was, a particular age, and she was like big enough to be grown and to do her thing. And, but at the same time, as a dad, like, I need to know who you're going out of the country with. I don't care how old you are. I don't care if you're 25 years old. I don't care. I think this young lady was about 25 years old when she passed. And when she was murdered, I put it that way. When she was murdered, she didn't pass. She was murdered. And apparently, it looks like the friends went out of town, and it was a setup. Have a fight with her in Mexico, and you can't get charged when you go back to the States, type of thing. But the fight went too far, and then they're videotaping it. Like, I don't understand. Like, this generation, man. Y'all are interested, and I can't call you any worse than any other generation, because the only difference is you guys have camera phones, and people been getting jumped from the 60s. Like, that's a thing that just happened. People got jumped from even before that. But the way that this was done, and as a parent, to realize after all of the videotape evidence has come, and you realize that all these people who came to your house, who brought back the personal effects of your daughter, even the so-called best friend was a male, everybody was there watching your child basically get killed by some crazy, very strong, aggressive other girl who basically broke her neck and broke her spine, and then decided to say that she had alcohol poisoning. Beyond that, it even goes further than that, because the Mexican police released saying there was no foul play. That they spun a story so specific to the Mexican police that they said, oh yeah, she drank too much, and I think she fell, and it's just crazy. She was drunk, and they released a story which the FBI in America released and said, according to the Mexican authorities, there's no foul play. But now with the video coming out, and now with the second autopsy saying, hey, no, she didn't die of alcohol poisoning. Her neck was broken, and her vertebrae is broken. So this is a whole different story. So two different investigations. Don't know if anybody got paid to give one story. That's another thing. You don't know. Two different investigations, which really hurts prosecutors, because you have evidence to the contrary right there. And then you have an American citizen who's been killed out of the country, and the FBI can't even really charge the suspect, because A, they're out of their jurisdiction, and B, you have contrary evidence that it's not a scenario that even she can be convicted. There's no body. You'd have to get the body transported back, and the body's being held in Mexico because it's under investigation. So you can't even properly charge this young lady. Man, that's incredible, man. That's really incredible. And these matters are decided. This is going to be a street justice thing in a minute, because it's not going to be a scenario where people are going to wait for a court to decide this. This is going to be a situation where Shaquella's people are going to figure it out and just say, hey, we're going to deal with it our way. But I just as a father, and I watch that kind of mess as a father, and I think to myself, man, you can have these children in your house, friends with your child their whole life, and then they either have a plan to go away to beat her up, or it happens when they go away with them. I'm just a very different guy, man. I'm just a very different guy, and I'll say to a lot of you single mothers out there, you know, I'm gonna ask you to do me a favor. If you got a father like me, if you got a father who's trying to be extremely involved and, you know, trying to do right by his kids, and he's kind of strict, you let him be strict, because I'm strict for a reason. I'm not strict because of ignorance. I'm strict because of knowledge. And I tell you right now, you know, I look at all my friends, my kids' friends. I know exactly who's who. I know exactly who's what. I know how far I trust them. And you know, from birth to you leave my house, sleepovers are not a thing. Going away with your people are not a thing unless I'm there. That's not a thing, man. It's not a thing. I've always had a vision for my children. I've always had a plan that was part their plan, part my vision. And you know, I just hate to see a young lady go down the route that this young lady went down, because she had the wrong circle of friends around her. And it's a shame. It really is a shame. And I don't see how, you know when it's a matter of our community, like this thing ain't gonna get pushed very hard, right? And you know, this is in what, South Carolina? I can't see it be pushed very hard. I hope it does. I hope justice prevails. But it's just another tragic story of the aggressiveness of our own community against each other, and you know, and a story of just like, listen, why can't people who say that, you know, we're supposed to be one, we're supposed to be family, and all this other stuff, why do we have to have these types of scenarios take place? So it's just tragic for me. So I just wanted to say something about it. I felt I should say something about it. So there's not really anything to say, you know. What's done is done, and it's a tragedy, and a lot of lives are going to get messed up. All those young people are culpable now. Every one of them is basically they're contributory to the murder of that young lady, and every one of them deserves to go to jail. All of them, all of the people videotaping, of course the girl who beat her up, you know, the two young men there, like everybody deserves to go to jail, and multiple charges. So it's just not going to end well. Anyways, Del K. Brereton, I'm about to go and coach my game with my guys. First day at the new gig was great. You know, it's one thing to have a job, but it's really great to be in a career path that you don't feel like you're a slave. Like shish, it's just one of those. I've worked for myself most of the time, so ever since I left the police force, oh gosh, what's going on up here? Ever since I left the police force, for the most part, you know, I've been an entrepreneur. Every now and then, you know, I pick up a contract here and there, but for the most part, I work for myself. So it's good to see that I'm back into the corporate world, and it doesn't seem like I'm a slave. Feels good. Feels good. Right? Good company, good set of management around me. Feels good. All right, guys. Look forward to later on. I'm hoping I can get in touch with either Clarence Jones or the other gentleman I said I'd be in touch with. And you know, some of you guys, y'all make me laugh sometime, man. I saw a comment. I watch the comments, right? I'm not so above things that I don't read my comments inside of my own social media. I don't get all of them, but I read a lot of them. And one brother he wrote, what did he write? He said Colonel West, meaning I wanted to interview Colonel West, and I wanted to introduce Dyson, and he's like, I'm out, unsubscribe. I don't understand. I don't even understand that. Like, I don't get it. You guys are so sensitive that you would unsubscribe because I choose to have a conversation with another member of our community. What's wrong with you guys, man? Listen, and I gotta say this too. I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna say it without fear of I don't fear any reprisals. I was perfectly happy when this channel had 79 subscribers. Okay, I was perfectly happy sitting here talking about the Toronto Raptors. So I'm gonna tell everybody. I'm gonna tell all 18,000 subscribers. Right? I don't think I even have 18,000. It's almost, but it's a few left. I am not sitting here talking so that people can be approved. The approval of the mob, the approval of the crowd, that is absolutely not what I'm here for. I am not sensitive to folks jumping out the window, walking out the door, picking up your purse and running. Come on, man. I'm an old country preacher. I'm used to people just picking up and leaving. So if you think I am sitting here saying things to appease anybody's ears, you're on the wrong channel. And I'm telling you, if this thing goes down to 0 subscribers, I will sit here talking to my doggone self. Okay? I have no problem. So if you guys don't like, if anybody comes here and does not like what is being said on this little channel, listen, God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. But I'm going to talk to you. I want to talk. I got to get this other merch t-shirt up because this is, I'm going to get it in a hat. I'm going to get it in a t-shirt and in a hoodie. It's what I'm going to wear. It's going to become my uniform. I ain't afraid of you ninjas. I'm telling you, I'm not here because folks want to be appeased. I'm not here for that, man. And if you are a person who you can't sit through critical thought of other people's opinions, I don't know what to tell you, man. Most of the people on this channel who come on this channel, them and myself, we don't even line up 100% ideologically. This is the great part about this channel. I have people on this channel who are not believers. I have people on this channel who are Jews. I have Muslims on this channel. I have Christians. I have Hebrew Israelites. Right? I have a wide tapestry of individuals on this channel who sit here and listen because we are reasoning together. This is not a soapbox. I am not here preaching the doctrine of Dell. This is not what this is about. This is about an exchange of what is taking place in our community. And I am here having a discussion with my people, period. And if we don't agree sometimes, that is okay. Because sometimes when you don't agree with me, I actually learn stuff. I actually get something out of that. So if you want to run simply because I'm not saying echoing exactly what you're saying, you missed out. You missed out. And I've been doing this long enough to know you cannot appease everyone. That is impossible. That's not a possible thing. And your leaders are not always going to tell you what you want to hear. And I'm not calling myself your leader. I'm saying if you go to your own leader, people who you say represent what you think should be done in the earth, you are still not going to agree with them 100% of the time. Still, most of y'all don't even believe God 100% of the time. Okay? Jonah looked at God and said, God, I ain't going to Nineveh. I ain't going. I don't care what you say. I ain't going. I'm getting on a boat going the other way. And he got on a boat going the other way. He didn't believe God. A lot of y'all are like Jonah. Many of y'all. Many of you guys are like that. And you will get on the boat and go in the opposite direction of God. So, take it easy. I think there's a lot here. I haven't even scratched the little bitty tiny surface of the amount of things that I can share with you folks. I'm just warming up. Okay? Don't leave before the opening act is over. I'm just warming up. If I tell you the stuff I got in my head for you really get scared. You really run. I'm just warming up. So take it easy. Whoever that brother was, you come on back here and give me your opinion of why you don't want to have a conversation with one of the greatest academic minds in America. Dr. Cornel West, and he's very liberal. We understand Cornel West is a liberal. He's a liberal intellect. He loves everybody. You know, some of us are more right than Cornel West. That's fine, right? And then you got Dyson, who's a fantastic mind as well, right? Let's have some dialogue with these people. What is wrong with y'all? Take it easy, all right? Love you, man. You guys crazy. You guys are really crazy. But I think at the end of the day, the love of our crazy community will outmeasure our discontent with each other. And I'm here to see it through, all right? Del K. Brereton, and that's the real spiel. I'll talk to you later.